Kia ora whanau, welcome to another quick battle report. The last one seemed to be liked, so I thought I'd do another one in this format. And this was played a couple of days ago against my mate Nick and his Goblins. And wherein I shall provide some valuable tactical lessons about how to fight Goblins and Giants, or maybe not. Let's see. So here's Nick's Goblin list of Cunning and Madness. So he has a couple of legions of sharpsticks, one with the terrain mitigation item, the caterpillar potion, regiment of rabble, order trolls, fleabag rider regiment, that's the light cavalry, mincer mob, so that's the engine of destruction, a Morpup launcher, wingets, 2 giants, a king with the aura which lets them overcome wave results, flagot, standard bearer, and a wizard with lightning and weakness, and a troll bruiser with a total unit strength of 21 and 14 units. And my army is the same as I used last time, so we've got a horde of ensnarers, 2 heartpiecer regiments, the total swarm, the otters, 2 water elemental hordes, greater water elemental knuckers, 2 of them, and 4 characters, the Centurion, Aquamage, Envoy, and Siren. You can pause and look at those lists in more detail if you like. So here's the setup, and the scenario was invade, so you're trying to get, at the end of the game, having more unit strength in the enemy half of the table than they do. And given the Goblins have more unit strength in their army than me, I have to kill more of them than they kill of me, significantly, and also have more of my units in their half of the table at the end of the game. And Nick here with his Goblins, he's really gone for a very strong right flank and very weak on his left, whereas I was more favouring the centre, and I've got Naka off to the left and a Naka and the otters off to the right. So what happened? So I win first turn and decide to race forward, and I move forward with most of the units and suck one of the Goblin Wizards forward, and also surge with Aquamage, the greater water elemental forward. Here he is. And my thinking there was he's very tough and nothing will get to him immediately, but this gives him some options to threaten multiple things by being that far forward. Here's a look at how it looks from the side. You see my Naka hiding behind a building back there. Yep, ready to sort of ambush anything that moves past. And my otters and Naka are trying to race around this flank as quickly as possible, given this is his weak flank there with these trolls. I want to overwhelm that and smash in through this side. So here's the Goblin turn, first turn, and they've pushed forward very fast on their right flank over here with the Giants and these Goblins, and they've held back on their left, understandably, given the greater strength I have there. So here's the start of turn 2, and I am already quite concerned by the situation, because it looks like the Goblin flank here with the Giants and these big Goblin units is just going to smash over my left flank much more quickly than I can do the same to the Goblins. So I need to come up with a plan to prevent that occurring. And after some thought, what do? Well, you notice I've got the Naka there. I've got these Naiads which are in charge range of several things. So this is the plan. We charge them into there. The greater water elemental turns and moves to here, ready to be surged into the flank of those Goblins by the Aquamage. And what about the Giants? Okay. So there's not really a fantastic option, but what I think might work here is I move the Naka and the Centurion to dance around and hopefully not be swatted aside by these Giants. So, and the thinking there is that both these units have ensnare, so they're agile. The giants are -1 to hits. They're quite clumsy. The Centurion even regenerates. So I just want to hold them up a bit while my heart piercers shoot them down. So I mean, it's not a great plan. It's not a terrible plan. Let's see what happens. Furthermore, my envoy, who is just off screen down here, casts Bastion on these ensnarers to give them extra nerve, and also the water elemental next to them. And I am a little nervous about this attack because, of course, there's this Mincer here which is a flank charge into the ensnarers, which is never good. But it is hindered coming through this field, so it loses its thunderous charge. And I cast weakness on it, which is what this egg represents. So it's not attacking at full strength, but on the hand it is a flank charge. And despite these only being goblins, there are a lot of goblins. But I'm hopeful these will hold out. And this, despite attacking on the flank, you'll notice if I go back here, I've got these water elementals. If that comes into the flank, these will get a flank charge on the Mincer and destroy it and around, is the hope. So, how do things go? Well, first off, the giants do indeed charge in here, and they do 4 damage to the Naka. They do 3 damage to the Centurion. So not terrible. And now the goblins, they can't charge, but they do come rushing through here, and that's a bit of a problem because it means my heart piercers will have to shoot at them rather than the giants in my turn. And so how do these two get on against the giants? The answer is not well. My Centurion, unfortunately, she dies to the giant despite the reroll. So she's gone, and she's an expensive, helpful character, but no more. Alright. And over here, so the goblins, as expected, they attack in the front. They do 4 damage. That's fine. But then comes the Mincer in the side, and we're up to 15 damage plus a dice roll of 6. And brutal, so that's a total of 22, which is enough to kill my Naiads, except that they have the Bastion, thank goodness, so that saves them by 1 point, so they're only wavered, so they only just live. So a lesson there: if you're going to be charged, if you think you can be charged in the flank by a Mincer, maybe don't. So onwards, my third turn. The Naka charges into the giant here. These Naiads shoot down the Wolf Riders, which is necessary, otherwise the Wolf Riders would just charge into one of those units and kill it, in all likelihood. But that means they're not shooting at the giants. The Greater War Elemental regenerates, and it's doing a fair amount of damage to these goblins. These Naiads are just wavered, but remember they were on 15 damage. They regenerate a lot of that, thanks to their regeneration and also the Celestial Restoration from the Aquamage and the heal from the Siren. And in here, the cunning plan to slam straight into the side of this Mincer and kill it does not work. I do 7 damage to it. It lives, and it's not even wavered because it can't be wavered, and so it's going to attack again. So that's unfortunate. Over here, we do at last get into the trolls here with the Naka, which has been zooming around the outside, and the water elementals. So we waver these trolls, and the otters attack the troll bruiser. Goblin turn 3. So this is taken just after that giant has killed the Naka, and you'll see they have this giant has charged into the flank of those heart piercers. So what happens? And you'll see also the winglet has come flying over here. So this time it's not good for the Naiads and Snarers in the middle here. they're attacked by the Goblin Legion and the Mincer, and the Goblin King also has a go at them. So they take a ton of damage and they are gone. As is the Harpess unit here. So that's not looking great. So in my turn, I kill these trolls at last, and the otters actually have some success and waver the troll bruiser, and we kill the mincer. And we do a few more points of damage to the giant, but not enough. And the goblin turn 4, and they've got a rear charge on my water elemental. They're giants coming forward and into the next Harpess unit. Yeah, so what happens here? Well, it's even though they're goblins and he's a greater water elemental, there's just so many of them. They do a ton of damage, and he is gone. And there are the victorious goblins, and that there you might recognise that. That's from the old Hero Quest goblins who Nick insists on using as his king, and celebrating their success. The giants keep on rocking through over here. The Goblin Rabble take on the water elementals. The one bit of success is these heroic otters who are leaping all over the Goblin Bruiser and keeping him wavered, so that's good. So in my turn 5, the Knucker races across the back and kills the Morpup launcher and turns to face this unit. And I was running out of options, so I thought I'll just charge these water elementals in. These goblin units have taken a bit of damage. Maybe I can at least kill one of them, but really it was not a good chance at all. And in the goblin turn, the giant hits the flank of them. This other giant comes across and kills the siren. Yeah, so it's not looking good. And even though the heroic otters had been stopping this goblin bruiser from doing anything, keeping him wavered, I mean, they weren't going to kill him, but they were taking him out of the game. He just backs off and lets the wingit bomb them, so the otters are killed by the wingits, sadly. And my water elementals here, the goblin was even cast weakness on them, so they're struggling to even get through a goblin rebel unit. The giant kills these water elementals, and so I mean, this is my turn 6 and it is basically hopeless. And this is the start of my turn 6. I look at it and I charge the Knucker in there, but I mean, it's I've got a water elemental horde, I've got the Knucker and these two characters, and the goblins have heaps still, so I concede there. We're not going to do it. And that's a victory to the goblins. And there you go. So clearly I need to develop some better tactics first this army. And we're playing again in about a week, so we'll see how we go that time. Thanks for watching.